You promised to take me back over the clues that brought us here.
So I did, for we stood at the honest edge, and now we ask how we knew.
How could anyone ever come to know a thing so unimaginably old?
A fine detective's question, and its answer is wonderfully reassuring.
Reassuring? Even about something so far past every edge we found?
Comforting because we never rested the whole story on one lonely clue.
There was more than one clue to the very beginning of everything?
There were 3, each found by different people looking at different things.
3 separate clues, all quietly agreeing on the same first morning?
3 that never planned to meet, yet they arrive at one beginning.
Then this is the very story I have been aching to hear you tell.
Then let us name it plainly, the tale of how we ever knew.
Where does a detective story as old as this one even begin?
With the first clue hiding in plain sight across the whole sky.
The whole sky itself is hiding a clue about the beginning?
It is quietly rushing apart in every direction all at once.
Rushing apart, just as you first showed me weeks ago?
The very same, every far galaxy drifting away from every other.
Every single one of them, leaning away from all the rest?
Everyone, with no favorite corner and no still center.
But how can a sky that drifts apart point back toward a beginning?
Picture winding all that, drifting slowly backwards in time.
Backwards, so that everything creeps closer together again?
Closer and closer until the whole sky was pressed tightly together.
The entire sky, once gathered into almost no room at all?
Into something small and crowded and fiercely hot.
So the drifting we see now is a memory of that hot little crowd?
A living memory of it carried across the whole moving sky.
And you count this as ink, not one of your gentle pencil guesses?
Firm ink, our very first clue that the beginning was hot and crowded.
One clue found already, and it feels wonderfully solid to me.
It is solid, and yet a single clue is never quite enough alone.
Not enough? Even a clue as vast as the whole rushing sky?
Not by itself, which is why the second clue matters so much.
Then bring me the second clue, the one that stands alone.
It is the oldest light still arriving from every direction.
The oldest light we chased for weeks, the sky's baby picture?
That very light, still washing gently over us from all around.
It is genuinely still here, after all this unthinkable time? Still here, faint and even, in every part of the sky I face?
Everywhere at once, and it whispers something lovely about the start.
And what does that quiet old light whisper about a beginning?
It is leftover warmth from a cosmos once hot enough to shine. The gentle embers of it cooled and spread across the sky.
So a hot beginning would leave exactly this kind of leftover glow?
Precisely this, and even warmth arriving softly from all around.
But this is a completely different thing from the rushing sky.
Utterly apart, found by other eyes watching another corner of nature.
2 strangers of clues, and still they tell the same tale?
Word for word the same, a second firm clue that the beginning was hot.
2 clues now, and both of them pointing the very same way.
Both point home, and 2 agreeing is far stronger than 1.
Stronger, because the 2 of them could so easily have disagreed.
Just so, and yet a third clue still waits, quieter than either.
A third clue, quieter still, waiting behind the other 2?
It is the recipe of the very simplest stuff in the cosmos.
The first recipe? The one you cooked for me a few weeks back?
That very recipe, the plain mix of the lightest bits everywhere.
And what does a simple mix of ingredients have to say?
Look at how much of each there is, mostly the lightest of all.
Mostly the lightest, with only a little of anything heavier?
Just so, and about a quarter of it is the next lightest after that.
And that particular mix is somehow a clue about the beginning?
That is exactly what a hot beginning would cook in its first minutes. A beginning that hot would bake this recipe in its first moments.
A beginning could bake a recipe we can still taste today?
It could, and the mix we find matches that first baking beautifully.
But this is different again from the light and the rushing sky.
Once again a thing apart, found by others weighing the plainest stuff. The very same doorway, a third firm clue that the beginning was hot.
3 clues now, and every one of them points the same way home.
3, each found in solitude, and none was even seeking a beginning.
None of them even hunting for it, yet all 3 stumbled upon it?
All 3, quite by surprise, which is the loveliest part of all.
So 3 strangers, looking at 3 completely different things?
One watched galaxies drift, one the faint sky glow, one the plain stuff.
And none of them was even trying to find a beginning?
Not one set out to, yet each was led straight to the same place.
Straight to one single beginning, long and long ago?
Yes, hot and dense and impossibly far behind us in time.
3 roads I never dreamed were joined, meeting at one door?
Each having traveled there entirely alone, never guessing the others.
How could 3 such different clues ever agree so perfectly?
Because all 3 are quietly reading the same true beginning.
3 witnesses who never once met, telling the very same story?
Just so, and that agreement is the strongest evidence there is.
The strongest, because agreement like that is so hard to fake?
The strongest of all, pointing at one bright beginning we can almost see.
Almost see it? The one hot morning where all the clues begin?
That very morning, glimpsed 3 separate ways and always the same.
So we do not simply believe there was a beginning, we can check it?
Indeed we can. 3 whole different ways, and all 3 agree.
Checked 3 times over by clues that never compared their notes?
Never compared, which is why we can lean on their answer so gladly.
Then have we finally solved the whole mystery of the beginning?
We have solved how we know it happened, not quite everything about it.
Not everything, even with 3 clues all in perfect agreement?
3 clues tell us truly that it was, not what came before.
So the honest edge and the blank page are both still standing?
They stand firm, for this is ink we can check, not the wall we cannot cross.
The clues show there was a beginning, but not what lies beyond.
Exactly so. They light the beginning and leave the far side dark.
And you are truly content to leave that far side a blank page?
Wholly content, for honest wonder never pretends to know what it cannot.
So this whole clever tale is only about how we know what we know?
Only that, the reason our long journey home can be trusted.
Trusted because it never rested on one clue we might have misread?
Never one alone, but 3 that were checked against each other.
The part I love most is not any one clue at all.
Nor mine, for the wonder is that 3 of them agree so quietly.
3 found by different people who were not even looking?
Not looking for a beginning, yet each was handed one just the same.
So we did not simply decide the beginning was there.
Indeed not. The sky and the light and the recipe told us.
Each of them saying the same thing, all on its own?
Alone at first, and then all 3 of them agreeing together.
To check the beginning 3 whole ways and hear one answer?
That single answer, arrived at 3 times over, is a kind wonder.
Then where does our story turn next, now that we know how we knew?
We follow what grew from that beginning, from its very first ripples.
The tiny ripples in the oldest light, the ones you promised before?
Those very ripples, and how they slowly grew into all we know.
Grew into the great cosmic webs in every galaxy and star?
Into all of those, and our own small world, and even you.
From a whisper of a ripple all the way to me?
Come along and be here when a ripple becomes a whole living you.
Be here when the tiniest ripple grows into webs and worlds and us. Follow along and watch the first ripples become all we love.
Season 3 keeps following the light all the way home.
All the way home, from a ripple to you and me.